Hey, what's up guys, John here. Thousands of migrants will be flooding over the U.S.-Mexico border over the weekend.
Another massive migrant caravan that is reportedly headed to our borderland.
Church leaders are expecting at least 2,000 migrants who set off from Chiapas, Mexico earlier this week to arrive in the borderland in the coming days.
I was just in Costa Rica several days ago at Jaco Beach, and there's a main strip. It may be 10, 12 blocks. It's pretty small. Inside of this strip, I saw at least 2 full busloads of families on the side of the road holding one sign. It's all the same exact sign saying from Venezuela, need money, passing through, going to America. That's what happened. Every single sign, every single family holding the same one. Now, people might look at this and say, you know what? And I'll form an opinion. Look, if I were from Haiti or if I was from Venezuela, I would look at this and say, you know what, I'd probably be, in the same position. I'd probably do the same exact thing. I'd go where I was promised a better life. And in America, that's what they do. They promise everything and they deliver very little. For example, they're promising money, they're promising, healthcare, they're promising room and board and jobs, and they're promising all of these things. But those promises are not really what's actually delivered. And in America, what they tell you is that we need to combat inequality and inequity. We need to make the world a fair and just place. So what if I were to tell you that they're lying to not just the migrants, but they're also lying to everyday Americans? What's ultimately happening is both parties are being positioned against one another as, the problem. And the real problem is going to be what's going to happen to America. And who's going to win here? What's the big win here? Well, it's what corporations, what they have planned, what cities have planned. It's already all happening, but not many people are aware of this. They're not realizing where this actually goes. Well, in this video, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you the facts, what's already law, and how our worlds are about to radically change. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. YouTube will share this content to educate the people about what's going on. If you'd like to fix your credit, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in a credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free strategy session for tomorrow. Take a look at this. So, thousands of migrants set to arrive in massive El Paso-bound caravan in just a few days. Came out today, it's going to be happening over the weekend, right? Venezuela, their violent situation here falls to a 22-year low, and it's based on this. So where are they all migrating, right? It's a big question. Where are all these people migrating? They're going to migrate where there's opportunity. It's going to be America. So predominantly. How many people from Venezuela are currently displaced? As of August 2023, more than 7.7 million people have left Venezuela, making it one of the largest external displacement crises in the world. Now, what's very fascinating is when you look at America and you start to break this down per city to get a real clear view of where this is all headed. California sees surge in migrants from Haiti. Came out, 3 days ago. Then you see New York City. New York mayor defends migrant debit card program as cost efficient and fraud resistant. So you think about this. New York City is giving debit cards, upwards of $53 million in total on the first round. But at the same time, they're axing $547 million from New York City Education Department budget. More cuts are on the way, right? So they're going to slash benefits of living in the city. So you live in New York City, you pay ridiculously high taxes, and the education and street services, police departments, everything's falling apart, right? Then you have Philadelphia, new sanctuary movement of Philadelphia workers with asylum seekers sent by buses from Texas. It came out January 9th, right? You see what's happening in Philadelphia? They are slashing budgets as well. The Philadelphia Board of Education approved a nearly $4.5 billion preliminary budget on Thursday that officials said isn't enough to properly fund the district. They also got an earful from frustrated students and teachers, right? Illinois, they're promising 9,000 rental assistance to migrants seeking temporary housing. Then, what's happening in Illinois? Well, they're doing the same thing. Chicago City Council approves Johnson's $16.6 billion budget amid fractious debate over costs to care for migrants. Now, I'm showing you what's going on in the cities. Then I'm going to show you what's happening with actual employers. And then I'm going to show you what's going to happen to all of us. So this context is it's extremely important. Chicago City Council approved Mayor Brandon Johnson's $16.6 billion 2023 spending plan on Wednesday after a debate shaped by an intense focus on the amount of money the city expects to spend on housing, feeding, and caring for men, women, and children sent to Chicago from the southern border, right? Well, They talk a lot about equity, right? They talk a lot about equity. Now, what's fascinating here is California. They're offering 700,000 migrants health care, right? Then you have LA looks to eliminate 2,000 vacant positions as the city's budget outlook worsens. Texas, for example, in San Francisco, they are welcoming migrants. Pay attention to this date here, December 6th. Then about a month later, January 25th, the governor proposed budget combined with reductions necessary to help the city close the budget shortfall will result in reductions of $34 million in fiscal year 2024 and 2025 and $27 million fiscal year 2025 and 2026, right? So you're seeing all of these different cities doing this. Yet, migrants are not allowed to work, right? They're not given proper work permits. But there's a loophole. There's a loophole which corporations are using right now to their benefit. And that's why a lot of corporations are really standing behind what's happening right now with migrants, because they're going to make out like a bandit. They're going to make a fortune on this. Because you think about this, Americans, we have $17 trillion in outstanding debt across credit cards, auto loans, student loans, mortgages, all this debt. When you're a migrant and you're coming to America, you're not coming with any debt, right? You have no expenses. And you're promised housing. You're promised these benefits. So they're coming with a really big leg up. And these corporations look to take advantage of this with the WOTC credit, which is companies can hire refugees, may also, in certain circumstances, qualify for federal tax credits through the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, upwards of $9,600 per employee. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg, because I talked about this once before. And, Tyson's, they're planning to hire 42,000 asylum seekers, right? And you have all these other corporations. You have Salesforce and Starbucks and Visa and LinkedIn and KFC, Indeed, Adidas. You have Amazon and BP and Cisco and all these different companies, right, that are doing this. Now, what's fascinating is even Miami's doing it, right? A lot of people say that'll never happen in Florida. It's never going to happen in Texas. Miami has frozen vacant jobs across the city, 4,000 person workforce, including positions in police, code enforcement, and parks and rec departments, in an effort to cut $25 million this year's fiscal budget. Now, what's going to be very fascinating that a lot of people are not yet ready for is these budget cuts are happening before the losses in commercial real estate start to really mount. And commercial real estate is very important because the property taxes on these skyscrapers are very, very lucrative for cities. And when you have a $100 million building, and that building is spitting off, $1 million a year in taxable income for that city, and there's hundreds of these buildings inside of the main city square of the financial district, what that means for the police departments, the school districts, it means opportunity. But when these values of these buildings drop by 30, 40, 50%, that's going to mean, a lot of that opportunity is going to get ripped away. But if at the same time, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people are coming into the city looking for financial assistance, the budget deficit is going to get out of control. And that's what's happening right now. It's unfolding rapidly. Look, the property tax factor in the urban doom loop. Who is really at risk? One day ago, declining property tax revenues reduced the ability of cities to provide services and improvements to downtown areas. Cities face cutback on commercial real estate prices tumble. More tax appeals expected, right? Taxes are going to continue to fall. So you think about what this actually means. Corporations are going to be able to hire very, very inexpensive labor. They're going to get these huge tax breaks by doing it. They're going to expand their operations rapidly. Yet education and departments, police departments, street services, all of this is going to continue to erode in all these very, very big cities. Those that have cash, those that have a really, really good business or are financially stable, are more than likely going to start to move out of the cities over the next couple of years. And those that need financial assistance are going to be moving into the cities where everything is promised, and and housing costs are going to be much, much lower, because they're going to start moving into this office to residential conversion. They're going to start to move into these different spaces, communal type dorm room living style office conversions are what's going to be coming. They've already talked about this. So very, very, very big changes all happening at the same time. What I think is going to be going forward is the education department. A lot of these schools are going to start getting converted. Abandoned schools garner top grades in adaptive reuse. 3 Michigan schools adapted affordable housing, right? Former Catholic middle school converted into apartment community. Wisconsin towns will turn old motels, schools, into affordable housing. This is what's going to happen. These schools are going to start to be converted. It's all going to be about increasing housing supply in all these very, very, very big cities. Living standards, I believe, are going to fall in a big way in these cities. And those with the means are going to be able to, find another option. What do you think about this entire situation and scenario? Because migrants are told that everything's going to be great. They're going to be living the dream when they get here. It might not be the dream that they were promised. And a lot of Americans are told it's going to be about combating inequality and inequity and things are going to be really, really good. It might be. It might not be. What do you think? Drop below. Let's have a conversation about this. If you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for what I believe is going to be a massive investing opportunity, we'd love to help you at my company, GreatCreditFast.com. That's GreatCreditFast.com. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, or any negative item in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free call for tomorrow. Catch you next video.